Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So guys, some breaking news today from Dilip here on Twitter. The white paper for the Australian CBDC project, which is sponsored by RBA, which is the Australian Central Bank, has been released today. And guess who will be leading this project? None other than Dilip Rao, a former Ripple executive who we know is still very, very positive on Ripple and XRP. So here's the headline: Australian Central Bank Digital Currency Pilot Project. And here we got the program director, just from this screen grab, Dilip Rao of Ripple. Now, Dilip Rao also just tweeted this out, just released white paper, Australian CBDC pilot for digital financial innovation, industry engagement, invite to submit use cases and pilot the most compelling. And then he adds, he tags in the Reserve Bank of Australia and also Digital Finance CRC here. So producing a CBDC for Australia specifically. An important development in that particular country. So the project overview: the emergence of a tokenized economy offers the potential to deliver new economic and social value, thereby contributing to the welfare of the Australian people. And so the central bank digital currency is a digital form of money issued as a liability of the central bank. The project intends to test a general purpose CBDC issued as a liability of the RBA for real world use, pilot implementations of services offered by the Australian industry participants. Any compelling use case, whether so-called wholesale or retail, will be explored in this project. So they're still on the fence as to whether they are going to be using this for wholesale purposes or retail purposes. Of course, they want to, definitely want to test both options. I've got a problem with the retail use case for central bank digital currencies. For wholesale use, though, I think it can be beneficial. It's the control aspect, really, of the CBDC that I think frightens most people. This idea that we could be in a world where our money is controlled by the government, I do not think people want this. And so, this is still in the pilot stage. The good news, guys, is that it is a former Ripple executive that is going to be spearheading this. Dilip Rao knows everything XRPL, understands cryptocurrency, understands XRP, understands the use case, understands the possibilities with regards to liquidity, understands that XRP is a valuable cryptocurrency for that reason. This goes on to say all use case proposals submitted by industry participants will be used to inform assessments of the rationale for an Australian CBDC. A limited number of these use cases will also be selected for pilot operation, where implementation in the short time frame is feasible. A white paper is provided to describe the project and invite industry participants. And so some of their key objectives here. Key objectives of the project are to identify and understand innovative business models, use cases, benefits, risks, and operational models for a CBDC in Australia. It is expected that industry participants will benefit from testing business models and use cases for CBDC potentially involving their clients. A report on the findings include an assessment of the various use case developments, and that will be published as a conclusion of the project. These findings will contribute to ongoing research in the desirability and feasibility of a central bank digital currency in Australia. So interesting news there coming out of Australia. Of course, Dilip Rao spearheading this, so wanted to wish him luck on that. And also thank you to Dilip here on Twitter just for letting us know about that. And so, it begs the question, will it be developed on the XRPL? Is there going to be some connection there? We're already seeing other banks around the world jump on board with RippleNet technology. I talked a little bit about Nomura the other day. Well, this one brought to us today by Mike Manfield. Nomura joins 17 shareholder banks, market infrastructures, and buy-side firms, inching Finality closer to launch of its global DLT-based wholesale payment and settlement system. So guys, this has to do with Nomura and Finality. I know historically has been considered the XRP killer years ago, but these banks, this consortium of Japanese banks is already committed to running on RippleNet. So this just adds more to the ecosystem. Nomura has joined 17 shareholder banks, market infrastructures, and buy-side firms, inching Finality closer to launch of its global DLT-based wholesale payment and settlement system. It is the fourth Japanese financial institution to hitch its wagon to the project. And then some of the other ones are Mitsuho, MUFG, and Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation. So all of these banks are, including Nomura, so all four of these banks are Ripple partners through that consortium. Angel Issa, Nomura's head of global corporate development and strategic investments, comments, the transformation of financial services powered by blockchain technology is clearly accelerating, and we believe Finality is uniquely positioned to capitalize on the significant opportunities brought by this evolution. We look forward to leveraging Finality's technology, and expertise to continue delivering differentiated value to our clients and partners globally. Nomura's arrival follows several proof of concepts conducted by Finality shareholders, which showcase the benefits of distributed ledger technology in offering near instant settlement in capital markets and payments. So adding more value, understanding that banking is going on the blockchain. Finality, just another example of how this ecosystem is really going to expand. So interesting news there. Wanted to thank Mike Manfield for posting that. And guys, another one from Mike Manfield here. Ripple partner Thunes. Okay, they're a Singapore-based global payments company. They just joined the United Nations Global Compact and EcoVadis initiative. So Thunes, Singapore-based company, they just joined this ESG initiative. Earlier this year, Thunes successfully passed sustainability assessments and submitted respective reports to both institutions. As a result, Thunes was awarded the EcoVadis Silver Medal for 2022, placing the company in the top 25% of performers for business sustainability. By doing so, Thunes is amongst the first fintechs to make sustainability reporting part of its regular operations and strategies. Now, one of the reasons they can do that, of course, is because they are Ripple enabled. Running on the XRP ledger, one of the most cost-effective and efficient ledgers there are to conduct payment transactions, but also very environmentally friendly as well, using a minuscule amount of energy compared to some other blockchains. The UN Global Compact Initiative is the world's largest corporate sustainable initiative, aiming to align the strategic actions of businesses with the UN Sustainability Development Goals on human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. Similarly, responsible business practices lie at the heart of daily operations at Thunes. For example, 71% of its clients take proactive steps to ensure they do not sell goods or services to entities that do not respect human rights. So that is an interesting point as well. Obviously, making it very, very clear that we have a goal, we have a mission, we stand by our morals, and so, everything is kind of moving in that direction. Payments are going to be no different, and so this is why, these companies, if they want to play ball, they're going to play ball with the DLT, the distributed ledger technology companies that are really trying to minimize their carbon footprint. Obviously, the XRPL at the forefront of this. So interesting news there from Thunes, Ripple partner. Wanted to thank Mike Manfield just for posting that. So it does beg the question why Ripple and the SEC are still battling it out in court. I don't think that has to do so much with the narrative as it does with the protection. Gary Gensler protecting his buddies working over there in the legacy banking sector. Well, 801_XRP posted this. Okay, Ripple XRP fam, here's a video of Gary Gensler talking about fintech payment systems and unicorn projects. And in this video, he actually calls Ripple a unicorn project, $1 billion company. And there's something else that he says here, guys. Listen to this.
So what's the payment landscape? Who are the companies? Well, we've talked about big tech, and I'm glad, Luke, I think I have Kidco Pay on there, thankfully. I should have had Line Pay as well. But big tech. Okay, we've chatted a little bit about that. And then there's, of course, a bunch of unicorn startups. I could have put another half dozen to a dozen. Unicorn being $1 billion of value or more. But each of these startups have a little bit different way that they've broken into this space. Plaid, which we've chatted a little bit about, Plaid is in this space because they came in through open APIs and facilitating the software in the system. Ripple is a cryptocurrency type company.
Ripple is a cryptocurrency type company? Well, they use the cryptocurrency XRP, Gary. And so what you're saying is they're not a security type company. They're a cryptocurrency type company. So there you guys have it. Gary Gensler, I think, stating it how we should have been stating it all these months ago. And letting this lawsuit drag on, I think, is going to end up proving to be a big mistake. XRP, guys, is poised to be part of this new financial system, although, we have seen it sliding a little bit since last week. It's okay. We are seeing about 4 times the value, over 4 times the value flowing through the XRP ledger as we've seen in the past. This was brought up by Moon Lambo in the video I did this morning. I talked a little bit about that at the top of the video, guys. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you didn't catch this morning's video. So all these developments, of course, pointing to a new financial framework, central bank digital currencies front and center, Dilip Rao, former executive at Ripple, spearheading the latest one. And I just wanted to remind you what Dilip Rao said a few years ago when talking about the XRP ledger and how he feels about the XRP cryptocurrency. This is from a video I posted back 12 days ago now, but I just wanted to play this clip again because it is Dilip Rao talking about the XRPL And considering today's news, I think it's apropos.
Ripple, we think ultimately the price for transactions is determined by the folks in the consensus, and it is still fractions of a cent. So it's still the cheapest, it's still the fastest, 3 to 5 seconds. We've done 35 million ledger closes, since we began, throughput of 1,500 transactions a second. So from all of those perspectives, it's a very solid, platform. What we're using with banks today is something based on the interledger protocol because they didn't want to use the public ledger. But ultimately, when they use XRP for liquidity, that's when the two will converge. So from a use case point of view, we think we still have a solid platform, a solid base as to what is the problem being solved. Is it a big problem? And who is ultimately going to use XRP? And in our case, we think it's going to be financial institutions, or it's going to be market makers who want to come in and play in that business. And it's a huge, as I mentioned, a $27 trillion, base that is there today. So if you go by that, I'm not selling my XRP.
If you go by that, I am not selling my XRP. Gotta love that statement. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.